Hello and welcome back to the ADHD Goals podcast. I am your host, Lawrence Pratt, and today we're diving into an essential topic: verbal working memory. If you've ever forgotten a set of instructions moments after hearing them, or struggled to follow a long conversation without losing track, you're not alone. Verbal working memory is the ability to hold and manipulate verbal information in the short term, and for those of us with ADHD, it can be a real challenge. In this episode, we'll explore what verbal working memory is, how it relates to ADHD, and most importantly, the strategies that can help you navigate its challenges. So what is verbal working memory? Verbal working memory is like a mental notepad for spoken information. It's what allows you to hold onto a phone number long enough to dial it, or follow a sequence of steps like go to the store, buy eggs, and pick up milk. In ADHD, deficits in verbal working memory are common. This means that tasks requiring you to retain and process verbal information like following instructions, engaging in conversations, or remembering details from a meeting can feel much harder. Let's take a closer look at how verbal working memory challenges show up in ADHD. Executive function impairment. ADHD impacts executive functions, including working memory. This makes it harder to process and retain verbal information effectively. Difficulty following instructions. Multi-step instructions can feel overwhelming, especially when presented verbally without written support. Challenges in conversations. Holding on to what someone just said while planning your response can be tricky, and this can lead to interruptions, forgetfulness, or losing track of the topic. Impact on academics and work. Tasks like taking notes in a lecture or remembering key points from a meeting can be particularly difficult. Overloading the system. ADHD-related distractibility can overload verbal working memory, making it hard to focus on and retain key details. Here are some everyday scenarios where verbal working memory comes into play and where ADHD might make things challenging. Remembering a phone number. Holding a number in your head long enough to dial it without writing it down. Following verbal instructions. For example, go upstairs, grab your book, and bring me the mail on your way down. Understanding complex sentences. Processing a detailed explanation or a long sentence without losing track of the meaning. Replaying conversations. Mentally revisiting what someone said so you can respond thoughtfully. Implications of verbal working memory deficits. When verbal working memory isn't working as well as we'd like, it can lead to forgetfulness, when you might forget what someone just told you, leading to missed details or repeated questions. Miscommunication. Retaining only part of a conversation can result in misunderstandings. Reduced academic and workplace performance. Struggles with listening comprehension or remembering instructions can create challenges in school and work environments. Frustration and low confidence. Frequent memory slips can feel embarrassing or frustrating, impacting self-esteem. But here's the good news. There are strategies to help. If verbal working memory is a challenge for you, these strategies can make a big difference. Number 1, write things down. Don't rely solely on memory. Use notes, lists, or apps to record important information. Number 2, break information into chunks. Divide complex instructions or details into smaller, manageable parts. For example, instead of trying to remember all steps at once, focus on one at a time. Number 3, Repeat and rehearse. Repeat instructions out loud or mentally to reinforce them in your memory. Number 4, ask for clarification. Don't hesitate to ask someone to repeat or simplify what they've said. It's better to clarify than to guess. Number 5, use visual and written aids. Supplement verbal information with visual cues like diagrams, flowcharts, or written summaries. Number 6, leverage technology. Use tools like voice recorders, reminder apps, or calendar alerts to store verbal information for later reference. Number 7, create predictable routines. Reduce the reliance on verbal memory by establishing consistent habits and patterns. When you implement strategies to support verbal working memory, you can experience improved communication, reduce misunderstandings, and strengthen your ability to stay engaged in conversations. Increase task completion. Remembering instructions makes it easier to follow through on responsibilities. Reduced anxiety. Having tools to manage memory challenges can boost your confidence and lower stress. Enhanced academic and workplace performance. Strengthening verbal memory skills supports learning, collaboration, and task execution. So, verbal working memory is an essential part of daily life, and while it can be a challenge for those of us with ADHD, it's not an insurmountable one. With the right strategies like writing things down, breaking information into chunks, and using technology, you can navigate these challenges with more ease and confidence. Remember, every small adjustment you make adds up to big improvements over time. So, what about you? Have you found strategies to help with verbal working memory? I'd love to hear from you, so share your tips on social media or send me a message. And don't forget to subscribe to the ADHD Goals podcast so that you never miss an episode. Well, there we have it. Thank you so much for listening this far. If you want to hear more episodes, then please subscribe on YouTube or whatever podcast platform you use. It really helps to spread the word. So if you know anyone this episode could help, then please share it with your friends. If you want to follow me on social media, I am on Instagram at ADHD_goals, and you can find me on Facebook too. If you want to get in touch with the show, then you can email me at hello@adhdgoals.co. And finally, if you're struggling to manage your ADHD and you would like me to be your coach, then please head over to my website and get in touch. Until next time, bye for now.